Welcome to W5. Earthquakes, tsunamis, and war. Fear of radiation and mass devastation. The news is awfully bleak these days. But take heart. We're about to share with you the story of an incredible Canadian couple who have transformed the lives of children here and abroad. Fred and Bonnie Cappuccino are parents unlike any others. Their extended family is truly something to behold. They raised 2 children born to them and adopted 19 others from all different cultures and backgrounds. And if that wasn't enough, they started a charity, a haven for children overseas. They now have more than 1,000 kids under their care, making them true children's champions. As CTV's Janice Mackey-Frayer discovered, their inspirational operation is driven by compassion and love.
December 27, 2010. The Cappuccino family gathers for a holiday lunch in Maxville, Ontario.
How you doing, Tom?
Good to see you. There's my brothers.
It's something many large families do in the holiday season all across Canada. But the Cappuccinos are different, very different.
Oh, those are noodles?
You might describe them as a kind of Brady Bunch with an international flavor.
Oh, I gotta get my hands covered in egg now?
Yeah.
And it all started with a remarkable couple, Fred and Bonnie Cappuccino.
There are some parents who, I understand, collect salt and pepper shakers, but I've got parents who collect children.
Fred was a Unitarian minister who fell in love with Bonnie, a student nurse. They started a family, a very big family.
We had decided back in 1953 when we married that we would have a maximum of 2 children born to us because we were conscious of population pressure, and maybe adopt 1 or 2 if she wanted more children, but she gets carried away and there was 1 more and 1 more and 2 more and 1 more.
They created a haven, a child haven, for 19 boys and girls adopted from Korea, India, Hong Kong, Bangladesh, Barbados, and the United States.
We all had different responsibilities and chores. Some people were responsible for milking the cows, and some people went out and got firewood. But we do it in gangs, so there was kind of work gangs that would get together, and we'd come home after school and go off and do our thing, and it was a lot of fun.
It may have been fun, but for some, arriving in Canada was a shock.
We came in winter time, so it was a culture shock for us. Regardless, like from a hot country to then dropping off, and there's snow and freezing rain, never even heard of that.
And I see all these nationalities of people coming out, geese running loose, there was pigs, and I thought, this is out of this world. Like it's in the movies, really.
2 parents, all those kids, 21 in all, crammed into this farmhouse in rural Ontario. And that meant not much privacy.
On top of each other. 3 bunk beds crammed into a room. And then it was, up and down, up and down. So it's pretty tight.
Well, if you wanted a shower, you had to get up pretty early in the morning and get in line. Some people were better at that than others were.
Or don't shower.
Or some of us
don't shower.
Now, you'd think that raising 21 children would be enough, but Fred and Bonnie didn't stop there.
Oh, I had enough, but I was married to this woman who didn't have enough, and I don't think she still has enough.
Enough? How about 1,100? They call it Child Haven International. Based in Maxville, a tiny village in Ontario, it's a charity that reaches halfway around the world, more than 11,000 kilometers to South Asia. 8 separate homes for poor and orphan children in Nepal, Tibet, Bangladesh, and here in Kaliampundi, India.
It happens slowly and very naturally, I think.
Despite damaged facial nerves from the removal of a tumor, In her sari, rings, and bracelets, 76-year-old Bonnie is still a driving force.
Is there a way to explain to somebody exactly what Child Haven means to you?
My first commitment would be to my family, and then Child Haven is right up there, very close.
No frills, no big bureaucracy for this organization. Just a few staff to keep track of around $1.5 million that it costs to run Child Haven every year.
Just happened to come across her name, and we thought, let's ask her for $14,000.
And it all comes from private donations. While Fred runs the operation in Canada, Bonnie travels 4 times a year to Asia.
So he stays at home and helps to raise the money and talk to the local committees. And I'm over here having fun with the children.
So he does the worrying and you run wild.
That's right. I want to thank all of you children for all of the wonderful work that you have done since I was here, and all of the staff. I am just very impressed. Thank you so much.
Today, she's here with her son, Robin. It's a home to 270 boys and girls ranging in age from 4 to 18. And to all of them, Bonnie is Bonnie Ma.
Is it a term of endearment?
I think endearment and respect, and it's how I'm known.
Do you like hearing it?
I do, yes.
Bonnie Ma is a kind of super mom to all these children.
How are you? Nice to see you.
The pulse of Child Haven. The organization provides food, shelter, and an education for a small pool of children in a vast ocean of need. After all, this is India, 1.2 billion people. A nation undoubtedly on the rise, India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, but still plagued by illiteracy and poverty. Child Haven offers boys and girls from poor families a chance in life they might not otherwise get. And not all of them are orphans. Many have parents too poor to raise the child themselves, so they send them here. There are other children's hostels in India, though Child Haven is considered unique. For Canadians, the concept might be a bit weird. Give up your child, let somebody else feed them, raise them, send them to school. But in India, there's this tradition of extended families and sometimes entire villages collectively helping to raise the children. So the idea of a parent willingly signing over their child to a place like this somehow works. And when you see where some of the children come from, like 12-year-old Rangita, you begin to understand why parents would let their child go. Her family are Nari Kurva. It means bird catchers in the Tamil language. They're nomadic people related to Romani gypsies. And in the hierarchy of poverty in India, the Nari Kurva are right at the bottom. Child Haven aims to lift these children out of poverty by focusing on one essential tool for success in today's world, an education. Take, for instance, Batu. He's the chief administrator at Kaliampundi. He was raised here and became the first in his family, the first in his village to ever get a university degree. He's come a long way from the little boy who came here when he was 8 years old.
So this is your file
Yes.
from when you first came.
Yes.
It says your name,
Yeah.
how old you were, your date of birth,
Yeah.
your parents.
Perumal, my father. Ganesh, my mother. Ganesh.
Signed over to Child Haven by a father too poor to look after him.
It talks about your father, and then it has the signature of your parents, which is a fingerprint.
Yeah, he's not educated. That means he cannot write his name.
From illiterate parents, a son with a degree in commerce.
And this is Roshani.
And now with a family of his own.
Smile. Smile. Smile, my dear.